All right, good morning, ladies. Today I wanted to film a quick tutorial on using Mailchimp for your email marketing service. Mailchimp is the one that I like the most because I think it's really user-friendly and it is free for your first, I believe it's around 500 subscribers, as well as its automation sequence, which is what we want to use to set up that email marketing campaign that we've been working on, is now included in their free membership. So it's a really great resource, especially for those of you who are just starting out. There are different network email marketing services, MadMimi, Aweber, Constant Contact, ConvertKit. Those ones I have not delved a lot into except for Aweber and ConvertKit, but those are both paid services. They don't have a very long free trial offer. Whereas Mailchimp is just free up until you hit a certain amount of subscribers. So I definitely think for new or those of you who are just starting out in email marketing, Mailchimp is going to be your best bet. So to get started, you'll just sign up for free and you'll make a new account. I've already made an account, so I'm not going to do that, but I will show you guys once you have created an account how to get in there and maneuver. A couple things just about email marketing in general is that you'll definitely want to use obviously an email username password that you remember and that you access often. There are some like security features with Mailchimp that can be kind of annoying. So just make sure that you always have your username and password and email, in a safe spot wherever you write down your other passwords and such, because it is kind of a pain in the butt to reset. Another thing is that by law, when you have an email marketing system, you are required to list your physical address, or I believe you can do a P.O. box, but there are some rules associated with that. So definitely keep that in mind, that you do have to use a physical address for your marketing campaign. Some people, I believe, set P.O. boxes up just for this reason. It's a very, inexpensive way to have your privacy. But the law states that you have to use an address that you can receive mail at. So if this is like an office, maybe you work a 9 to 5 and you'd like to have your office or your husband's office somewhere like that, that's totally fine. Just keep in mind that you do have to have your address on there. Once you go through this process and it goes to the setup process to include your address, there's some information on why and the laws around that. So just get started with a free account. That's all you need to do. And I'm just going to log in so we can get started. So the reason that you want to have your email marketing campaign and information set up first before you create a landing or a thank you page on your website is because in the form section on your landing page, you're going to want to connect your form to your email marketing campaign. So instead of going to your website, to your email marketing campaign, back to your website, we're going to do the email marketing campaign setup first. That way we can go to your landing page, create that, and it's just done with. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is to create a list. A list is anything that you would send out emails for. You can see just an example on mine is that I have the time management webinar that we just did in the Boss Babes branding group. I have the Facebook group's masterclass, a free webinar that I did. Those who have opted into the brand colors, the graphics workshop, tons, like this one is graphics workshop from 4/9, and then I did one in May, and I should have another list for that. But you will see that there are, you can create lists for a multitude of things. Now, one thing that I do like about a Mailchimp versus other email marketing systems is that you can merge your lists together. So now that the time management webinar is done, and my graphics workshop is done. Those were 2 workshops, webinars that were paid webinars that I did. So now that these 2 are done, I wouldn't be sending out any more emails to them. I would consider merging them so that I have all of my paid webinar students in one list, if that makes sense. So you can create a list for anything. You can create a list for just for leads, just for customers. You could do it based off the lead magnet that you are putting out there, which is what I would recommend that you start out with. So we're going to create a list, and you're going to create list. All right, list name. This is just for this is for your subscribers to see, so you'll want to make sure that you use something specific. So let's see, I did a planner printable here recently, and I already created a list for that, but we'll go through those steps. So printable boss babes printable planner. And this is going to come from my email address. If you have your business email set up, that would be what I would use. And I'm going to use my name. And then remind people how they signed up for your list. So this is going to be, you could make this something kind of fun, or you can make it pretty standard. So they give you an example. You are receiving this email because you opted in on our website, and then you could put for the Boss Babes Principal Planner. I think one that I liked was this one. You are receiving this email because you are a boss babe that wants to dominate in your industry. Oops, that's not you. Just hit unsubscribe, and we won't bug you anymore. You can take a look at email marketing. Like if you've received promotional emails from your favorite email marketing or favorite, gurus in the industry, you can go back and take a look in your email, and then just look at the very bottom of their email selection or email that they send to you, and they will have something similar to this. They're going to say, you subscribe to this because da 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 da, and if you don't want to be subscribed, just opt out. Contact information, again, you have to have your address on here. Why is this necessary? You can click on that and get that information. Notifications. So these are, you can select daily summary. So every day you could get just a daily summary email 1 by 1. So as they happen, or you can select all 3. So that just depends on you. I will typically request just a daily summary. And then I'm going to save. All right, so if you have subscribers that you already want to import, you can import subscribers. I'm not going to go through how to do that because it's not really relevant to this video, because chances are this is your first email marketing campaign. This is your first list, and you probably don't have any contacts. But if you do, you can go through the import process. I will show you how to do that in a later video. All right, so now we're going to go to automation. You can see here that I've set up automation emails. These are 2 that I did. So this is if you've received the brand color guide that I put together, that's on there. In the masterclass, I set up an automation for. You can set up automations on a ton of different things. I'll let you go in there and really check that out on your own. I'm just going to show you for the purpose of what we've been doing in the mastermind group, what you need to do to create an automation. So add automation. And the one that you are going to do is based on list activity, and we're going to do welcome message. So this is when somebody opts into your list, when they fill out the form that is connected to this list, that's going to trigger them to start the automation. So instead of you having to go in and send an email to them every single time that they opt into something, you will easily be able to add this automation sequence. They'll opt into your list, and then the email sequence will start. And so as soon as they opt in, they'll get this welcome message. So we're going to add automation. And we're just going to do welcome message. And then you can go down here and select list. So whatever list that you are working on, you will get. So we're going to hit next. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to look at when you are setting up your automation is the trigger. So the trigger is what happens to get this email sent to your list. And most of the time, or in this case, it's going to be that they opted in and they opted into their list and they want something immediately. So we're going to edit this trigger. And we are going to say that we want it to wait 0 days for it to send to them. So as soon as a subscriber joins to my Boss Babes printable planner list, it's going to wait 0 days to send them an email. Okay, so I'm going to hit update trigger. Oh, change trigger. Here we go, sign up. And then immediately. I'm sorry, that just recently changed. Okay, so when you get in here, you're gonna hit change trigger, list management, sign up, and then immediately. So instead of there being a delay, we're going to send it immediately. And then you can also do when trigger when subscribers are imported. So that means if you import your own list of subscribers, as soon as they're done importing, they will automatically be sent that first welcome email. So we're going to hit update trigger. So immediately after now the new trigger is immediately after subscribers join or are imported to your list, and that is what we want. Okay, so once you have your trigger set up, the first thing you're going to want to do is now design your email. This doesn't have to be complicated. It's super simple, super easy. I think a lot of people tend to look at emails from like big companies and realize, you know, those emails are put together by a team of experts, and your email really can just be your logo, maybe a picture of you, the content, and that's about it. So name your email. So this is going to be the welcome email. This is the internal use. So this can be something very specific to you. Email subject. So here is your Boss Babes printable planner. The from and the email address should populate by your personal settings from the list that you already set up. So you're going to hit next and select a template. Now, my personal one that I like to use, just based on the type of emails that I send out, is just this single column basic email. There's no frills, there's no buttons, there's no extras to it. You can really customize it and make it what you want. And it's super simple. So when I'm designing my email, I really just start from the top to the bottom, and I think about how I want that email to look. This area is just a small preview area. So you could put inside is your boss babes printable planner. Okay, and then I'm going to add maybe my logo. So to add a picture, you just hit upload and upload like you would in any other type of system. And I'm just gonna look for my logo. Here we go. Insert. Oh, if you hit this plus button, that's going to duplicate. That's what I just clicked on. I'm going to delete that. All right. So it's time to design your email. So here is, now something a little kind of weird when you're doing your emails is that this, you can make this bigger, but so this side of your email is just the preview. But this side, so the left side is the preview, and the right side is actually where you are writing and putting your content. It can be kind of annoying because you could like click over here and then expect to type in this box, and you're not, you're typing in this box. So I'm going to come over here. Here is your boss babes planner. And then we've already written out your emails, right? So you can just go in to wherever you saved your email content, copy, paste, and put it in here. Now, if you have a download, I'm going to show you how to make a button. So maybe in your email at some point you say, well, here's your download, or click here to download. You're going to put a button. So when you click, when you're editing this box, you're just going to hit save and close. And when you hit save and close, this is going to bring up all the other options that you have in creating your email. And so we're going to create a button, and I'm just going to click this and drag and drop it where I want the button to go. So I'm going to download your planner. And instead of a web address, I'm going to hit File. And what I would do is I'm going to upload my planner file that I created. And I'll just use this as an example. This is another file that I did. So I'm going to insert. And so now when people get this email and they hit download planner, it is going to download that file, that PDF. So this one is my brand colors PDF. And that is what they would receive when they download that file. Okay, so now we've created your email. And then, so say it's like halfway through your email that it says click here to download, and then you have the other half of your email to finish. Just drag and drop a text box, and then you can finish off the rest of your email. All right. Next here is the social icons. Those you can put in yourself. If you want to have your social icons on there, your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, whatever. If you don't want to have those on there, that's totally fine as well. Just delete the box. All right, and then this last section you don't need to do anything with. You do need to keep this on there. If you were to delete it, you'll get a kickback from Mailchimp saying that you need to add it on there. Because you have to give your subscribers the option to unsubscribe from your list. just based on rules and laws around email and spam and such. So we're done here. We're going to save and continue. And this is going to take us back to our workflow. So we have our welcome email done, and we're going to add a second email. So this is the email that comes next. So this is your day 2 email. Now, my recommendation is that you are setting up your email campaign unless it's something that needs to be sent every day, because maybe you have like a 5-day email series and that is your free offer. I would set this up to where you are sending out your emails, the 7 emails that we've created, over the course of 2 or 3 days. So the first day, they're just going to receive your welcome email. But the next 2 or 3 days, they're going to receive, maybe on day 2, they receive 2 or 3 emails. Day 3, they receive 2 emails. And then you have a day 3 where they receive the last email. Whatever works for you, so you could spread it out to where they're going to get emails for 4 days. They get their initial email. Then on day 2, they get 2 more emails. Day 3, they get 2 more. And then day 4, they're going to get the last 2 emails. So you're not sending just 1 email per day. You can if you like, but the more you're in their inbox, the more they're seeing emails and your name pop up, the more likely they are to open and to read the content that you're providing them. So we're going to edit, again, this trigger, and we're going to change the trigger. Okay, some of this has changed. So you're actually not going to edit the trigger. So this is the trigger 1 day after subscriber was sent the previous email. So it's going to be the very next day. And instead of editing the trigger, we're now going to edit the schedule. And the schedule is the time that it goes out. So we are going to send it at, and this could be in the morning, so maybe between 9 and 10 a.m. And I'm Eastern time, so I'm going to leave mine at Eastern time. Save schedule. And then we're going to go to design email and go through the steps of designing your email again. You can add, now you add your 3rd email, and so this is going to go 1 day after, so it's going to go on that same day as your 2nd email, but we're going to edit the schedule and we're going to change this to maybe 3 p.m. Okay, so now we have our welcome email, we have our 2nd email, and that's going to go out the very next day at 9 o'clock, and then we have our 3rd email that's going to go the next day at 3 o'clock. All right, one more thing just to show you, I'm going to add 1 more email so you can get that next step, and then we'll be done. So we're going to add email. And so we want this email to go on day 3. So we're going to edit the trigger to go 2 days later. And then we're going to edit the schedule to go at 9 a.m. All right, so you're going to set this up for all 7 of your emails. When you're done, you're just going to hit next. This is telling me I never put content in my emails. I didn't put the details in there, so it's not going to let me start workflow. But as long as you've plugged in the content to all of your emails, you'll hit start workflow. And then when somebody opts into your list, which is what we'll set up next, you're going to be able to, they're going to get this email sequence started. So I hope this makes sense. This is why we wrote all of those emails out first, so you can really focus on getting through the tech part and not have to do the content as well. So you can get through the tech, get everything set up, and start workflow.